Good afternoon and welcome to our first Washington Conservator of Music Artist Talk. And I am so delighted to be joined by Ardita Statovci, who will be performing as a part of our casual concerts here at Glencoe Park and our Washington Conservatory recital room. Good afternoon, my friend. How are you today?
Hi, Patrick. I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Oh my goodness, I am much better now that I'm here talking with you about your career and your exposure to the piano. First of all, Ardita, I know that people, they maybe see a person perform, but there's a lot of work and effort that goes into a performance and exposure to music. How did you know, hey, the piano is my instrument, this is what I want to do?
So, we always had a piano at home because my mom and my dad, they played piano as well, and my sisters too. And so I started to play the piano. So back home in Pristina, in Kosovo, so I was born in Pristina. And I started going to the music school and taking piano lessons, and I really loved it. I kept practicing because it was like felt very exciting to learn a new piece and get better and better. And so it became just natural that I was going to study the piano and pursue this path.
Wow, that is amazing. So, we always see each other in passing, but I just want to ask you, how did you end up in the Washington, D.C. area, our nation's capital here? How did you end up in this area?
So, that's an interesting story. So after, just to pick up where I just said, I started the music school in Pristina, back home in Kosovo. And then at the age of 15, I was admitted at the university, at this University Mozarteum in Salzburg in Austria, birthcity of Mozart. And after I graduated there, I have also studied in Italy, Accademia Pianistica in Imola, but also at the Indiana University in Bloomington, with legendary Menachem Krasner. And I have been playing for many years, decades, and teaching as well. And in Washington, D.C., we are actually because of my husband's work.
Wow. That is an amazing connection because it's so ironic that you're going to be playing Mozart on your upcoming concert on on Friday night. I'm so excited about it. And the fact that you actually was in Salzburg, in a place where Mozart, actually composed and so forth. So that's a neat connection. So talk to me about, you're playing three distinct composers. You're playing music by Brahms, which I'm fascinated because of the variations on things by Handel. So I'm anxious to hear that and maybe to get your perspective on that. Then you played the music of Maurice Ravel, and then I'm forgetting about, you mentioned the Mozart. So I'm excited. So let's dive into the Brahms though. I'm sure that piece is variations on things by Handel. Talk to me a little bit about that, because I'm sure there are different contrasting moods and movements. What does it take to play a piece like that?
That's a huge work, and doubtless one of the biggest masterworks ever composed in piano literature and by Brahms as well. So it's variations and fugue on a theme by Handel. So he refers to Handel's, the theme starts with an aria from one of Handel's suites for keyboard. And then you have 25 very different variations. And at the end, you have a huge fugue on a four voices texture. And you hear this orchestral sound, it's glorious, what only Brahms can compose, and he was actually a master of the variation form. And as we mentioned, it is a huge work, and about half hour long, and it takes you, years to study it and play it as well. And besides Brahms, I'm doing Ravel, I'm playing the minuet from his Le Tombeau de Couperin. Here too, we are referring to Baroque, the Francois Couperin as well. And the Ravel composed this suite as a memorial to Baroque, to the dance suite of Baroque, but also for his fallen friends during the First World War. Then we have Mozart with a Fantasy in C minor. Again, it's a time frame in his life where he very much was like influenced and inspired by Bach and his son as well. So we have in the program on Friday, we will have 3 different periods. We have the Impressionism with Ravel, we have the classical period with Mozart, and Romantic, but a connecting point, the Baroque.
But you know, I'm glad you brought that up because you know, like when you're talking about quote unquote classical music in the sense of like you go to the store, you buy a quote unquote classical CD, everybody just throws the music all in one lump and say, hey, this is classical music. But as you express, you have very 3 distinct composers, very 3 distinct periods, but they still are moving to the main focus, and that's the beauty of the music.
To the roots.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Would you mind playing us a little snippet? I know you had mentioned like the aria from the very. Could you play a little bit from the Handel, and then I'll give them the final details about your concert on Friday, which I'm excited about.
Me too.
Brava. Again, we have been listening to Washington Conservatory of Music faculty member and pianist Ardita Statovci, who is going to be performing here in our Washington Conservatory music room right here at Glen Echo Park on this Friday at 7:30 p.m. We hope that you will come. And there's a suggested $25 donation at the door that will go to the artist. So we are so excited about this program. It's also in conjunction with the Glen Echo Park Artist Walk, which starts. So there's a variety of activities that you can partake of before you come to Ardita's recital. Ardita, thank you so much for being with us, and I am looking forward to this extraordinary program of music. Thank you.
Thank you, Patrick.